I'm here for salvation.
You're here for salvation. What are you saying?
You know what I'm saying. And this year of Jubilee, this year of the Lord's favor, is not about release from financial debts. I'm here to provide release from spiritual debt.
We're the chosen seed of Abraham. We don't have spiritual debt.
Jesus.
Yes, Aaron.
We've been hearing about the signs and wonders. And now this? Are you claiming to be more than a rabbi? More than even the baptizer?
No doubt one of you will quote me the proverb, "Physician, heal yourself." The things we heard you did in Capernaum and in Syria, do here in your hometown. Yes?
Why not?
I get it. It's always easier to accept hard truths and even greatness from strangers than from those you know well, especially those you knew as awkward teenagers or even as adults, as some of you saw earlier today. Laz here would make a more believable prophet. But this brings up an important truth. No prophet is acceptable in his hometown.
Shalom to the Bayatha, Yashara Allah, to the Bayatha Dawada. You know, shalom to the brothers. Okay, and you know, shalom to the Malaka Ashana. Shalom to the first circle. Shalom to all the brothers, all the brothers, all the sisters. Shalom to Grandmaster and his wife. You know, so right. So we're back again today for another understanding session. All right. So we'll talk about the new covenant. You know, initially I didn't even have planned to delve into it, to kind of like, I've seen a lot of the controversy going on online in regard to the new covenant. There is camp out there that believe that we are in the new covenant, and there are camps that believe that we're not yet in the new covenant, though we are rehearsing the new covenant. All right, so that's what we were going through it. And the reason why I got into it is because his brother Yahala, maybe watching the video, be asking question and that. So I'm gonna read a question that he asked. But before that, we'll turn to the east as usual, as always. Ready? Allah, Yahweh, Ba'ashama, Yahweh, Baraka. So I'll read it, man. And it says, Shalom, brothers. At the end, you brothers, because that's the comment, after the lesson that we did last week. So Shalom, brothers. At the end, you brothers touched on the new covenant, which happens to be a big topic at the moment. If it's all right with you, please share your understanding on why the first began after the sprinkling of blood, but the second has yet to begin, according to some, even after the shedding of blood bearing in mind that it is 2,000 years and counting since that sacrifice, according to the time we have been given by historians, blessings. All right. So the brother asked thorough questions. He observed and he asked because he want to know. And by him asking the question, and once we answer it, there's at least 100 brothers and sisters that had the same question. But he asked a question for them, so the 100 brothers and sisters can know, so they can have peace within themselves and follow the right understanding, the right path. You know what I'm saying? Because it's very important, isn't it? Right. So Malaka, I want you to read. Let me hold it. I want you to read Hebrew.
Yep.
Is it Hebrew?
No,
it's like Numbers.
Numbers.
Yeah, we're gonna get into Hebrews, man. Because Hebrews is the book that, you know, written by Apostle Barnabas. It's not written by Timothy. It's written by Barnabas. Barnabas was a Levite living in Cyprus.
Okay.
So he had the understanding in it. As a priest, he was able to understand what Yahweh was doing.
So Numbers what?
So Exodus actually 24 and 8. Because he made a point at the beginning saying that the first covenant got activated right after the sprinkling of the blood, which is okay, which is right. It's not lying. So we're going to go on that and we're going to build. So yeah, Malaka, bring that out, man.
This is the people affirmed their new covenant with Yahweh. Exodus chapter 24 verse 8. And it reads, and Moses took half of the blood and put it in basins, and half of the blood he sprinkled on the altar. No, slack. Verse 8. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and said, behold, the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words.
Right. Behold the blood of the covenant that that the Lord has made with you.
Yeah.
Right.
Behold the blood of the covenant which the Lord hath made with you concerning all these words.
Right. Concerning all these words, man. You know what I mean? So this is the animal sacrifice. All right. This is the animal sacrifice. So with that animal sacrifice, what it did, immediately it activated, you know, the old covenant. All right. And so that meant that every time people, you know, they got into covenant with Yahweh by blood, by animal blood. Right. So now after that, every time there's a sin, for an atonement of that sin, you bring an animal sacrifice. It could be a cow, it could be a goat, it could be a sheep, it could be certain birds, you know, like pigeons and that. All right, and it could be even grains, you know, like even this one is a sacrifice. It's a
This one.
Yeah, that one. So you can burn incense as well to appease. But that's what that's what Israel did when you know they were bugging out in the wilderness, and the Moses was getting ready to kill him. What Moses would do, like, it would send the Levite that were in charge of burning the incense. They would go and burn the incense, and that will appease Yahweh. So that's why we burn incense, man. When you're at home, you go burn. Obviously, wherever Yahweh is, a demon cannot be. So you know what I mean, like, so to speak. You know. So we burn that as well to chase bad energy and things like that. Away and things like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, read Hebrew 12 and 24. Read Hebrew 12 and 24, man. Because you got the animal sacrifice and you got the blood sacrifice, which is the human sacrifice. And the special one, Yahweh's blood. You know, Yahweh was on top of the angel. Remember, he's the top guy. But he came as a human. He made himself just a bit lower, like the Bible says, you know, than the angel, just so that we can have his blood for our atonement. But
We
the
can
difference,
understand us, we can understand him.
right? Exactly.
So,
You know,
yeah.
because he came and lived like us, so he can understand our pain
Yeah.
and everything and this and that.
Yeah,
So he
literally.
can be compassionate,
Yeah.
and that will lead him to go and give the blood. Say, no, people like that, they need the blood. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that blood is different from
Animal blood.
the animal blood. It's a
100%.
more deep blood. It's a
Yeah.
more complicated blood. 'Cause remember, when he died, he went 3 days in a tomb.
Atonement, isn't it?
You know, when he died,
Atonement
he
for our
made
sins.
3 days in
Yeah.
a tomb.
Yeah.
All right, and those 3 days, it's like it's another. It's like the 7. It's like to kind of like, you know, when you see someone named free time, it give more. If someone don't hear you, sometimes you say free time for them to hear it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The free binds. It's like a bond, it's like a covenant, it's like a signature. So it went 3 days in the tomb to kind of like give us that, you know, to conquer death. You know what I mean? He conquered death now. We now have to follow that example so we can conquer death. So it means that the blood of human, you know what I'm saying, is deeper than the blood of the animal. The blood of animal, you go, you sin, you know what I'm saying? It does what it does for that sin, but if you sin tomorrow, the blood that you spill for that previous sin cannot cover the next sin that you're about to do, that you did. So every time you sin, you needed a new blood. And the Most High was like, nah, man, we're going to take a blood that will cover everything.
Once and for all.
Right, but there is a depth. That's what we're going to get into. You're going to love it. That breakdown, you're going to love it, man. If I can bring it out the right way, I pray I'll bring it out the right way. So yeah, let me...
24, isn't it?
Yeah, read it.
Alright, this is the contrast of Sinai and Zion, or Zion. This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 24. And to Yahweh Shai, the mediator of the new covenant, and the blood of sprinkling, that speaketh better things than that of Abel.
Right, so go and read the NLT one, please. Go and read the NLT. Let's see what the NLT says, man. See, so already there, that's a revelation about the blood, man. About the blood of Yahweh Shai. It's a bit different, you know what I'm saying? Because if I understand your question, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Why does it take so long for the covenant, for that blood to activate the covenant? But when you break it down, you're gonna understand, man. Your eyes will open, like, wow, man, come on, I never, you know what I'm saying? I never even knew that. It's when I read the question, and I went into ask the Spirit, you know, like I started to, and the Spirit took me here and there. I'm like, wow, you know what I mean? So the Spirit is a real thing, you know, it's a real thing. You open your eyes to certain understanding, and you know, you could be watching a movie and you can make a whole breakdown just by watching that movie. That's the Spirit, and that's why Yahweh Shai was telling Nicodemus, he's like, look, the Spirit's like the winds, man. You move, so you follow the Spirit. You don't get stuck in the traditional way of seeing things. You know what I'm saying? And that's what the Pharisees and the Sadducees, you know what I'm saying, didn't understand. So, brother, to think that we are in the new covenant right now, no. You know what I'm saying? We're not in the new covenant. You know what I'm saying? That's very important because, you know, the new covenant is indeed, you know, the resurrection of the dead, really. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why we'll be given the new body. That's the new covenant. You don't die in the new covenant because you are given, all right, a wisdom and the energy. And like we said last week, that your DNA, the cap on your DNA will be taken off and you'll be able to move like a God. That's the new covenant.
Last week,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
the new covenant. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to go deep into it, man. Yeah. You got it, yeah?
Excuse me, yeah. So this is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 24. New Living Translation. Verse 24. You have come to Yahweh Shai, the one who mediates the new covenant between Yahweh and people, and to sprinkle the blood, and to the sprinkled blood, which speaks of forgiveness instead of crying out for vengeance like the blood of Abel. And I was thinking it's a mediating through the blood.
Yeah, but
So
I don't like that. I
between
don't
Yahweh
like that NLT version. I think it's not even the NLT version. I think it's the.
Look, New Living Translation. Look.
Yeah, I know, but that's not even the NLT version on that one. I don't accept it at all.
You don't.
There is another one that I want, but it will come because down the line, man, no, I've got it. Don't worry. No, that's not that's the wrong one. But read again the KJV then. Read the KJV and let's deal on that. You know what I mean? Because the blood does cry. When Yahweh Shai, he cries out for justice, for vengeance, man. That blood had many, many layers to it, First, he gave you the forgiveness of sin, gave you grace, but he does the job because when you read the Bible, there's a verse where he says that, the blood of the prophet, I think it's the Luke 11 and 15, the blood of the prophet cried for vengeance. So Yahweh Shai was a prophet as well, so his blood gonna cry for the vengeance of the nation of Israel. It's because of this blood that we will conquer. That's why in Revelation 12 and 11 he say, and thereafter overcome him by the blood. Right? Because that blood fight for us. And that's exactly why I'm gonna break that down so you can understand the difference between the animal blood and the human blood, the Yahweh Shai blood.
Yeah, not even just human blood. Like Yahweh Shai blood.
That's what I'm saying. That's that special blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's different. So people need to understand. But the question is, they need to understand why we are not in a new covenant right now. We need to go into it rather than just teaching the basic that people already know. You have to go in deep so that can touch the spirit. You know when something touches your spirit, you're like, damn. It's like like a soothing thing, like, yo, man, that's like a healing. No, I'm telling you, man. That's why he says in Revelation 22 that those fruit on the 12, those 12 fruit on the same tree will be the healing of the nation. Because while the leaves should be the heat, just like the leaves heal you, and the herbs, right? So it's just like wisdom heals you. When saying understanding hits you, like, damn, I get it.
Yeah, I understand.
Right.
Yeah.
So hopefully you have that effect. Every brother and sister that is watching it, yeah? So let me go into it now. Have you finished the reading?
Yeah.
Right. So the thing we need to understand is that Yahweh deals with time and prophecy. There is a fulfillment that needs to manifest in the first place, right? So that blood, right? The mission or the essence of the blood needs to be fulfilled. The reason why Yahweh Shai give his blood needs to be fulfilled, and it takes time because in between that, you've got prophecy that have to be fulfilled, and prophecy manifested what? Through time or with time. I'll give you one example. Because people say that, Yahweh Shai, his blood, the minute his blood, shed, his blood was shed, the new covenant came. No, because there's one prophecy that shows you that. Go to Luke 21 and 24. You will see it, man. Because he knew he was going to die, but he gave that prophecy. That prophecy is very important. And in that prophecy, a lot of blood was shed. A lot of the blood of the Israelites was shed for a reason. Just like when you read Revelation 6 and 10. We're going to get into it. So you're going to understand that blood, man. It's not just, we're in the new covenant like the Christian thing. The Christian thing that we're in the new covenant because that gives them an alibi, a reason to, and a license to sin. Oh, yeah, man, we are forgiven so we can sin. That's not it, bro. We got to be deeper than that.
No.
That's very important. The same Yahweh Shai that shed his blood for us said in Matthew 5 that one jot of these words should not be taken. Meaning, like, the law has to be kept, man. As long as there's earth and there's heaven and earth, we're gonna have to abide by the law. We're gonna have to keep the law. Now, the fact that Yahweh Shai is in the play, we can add to the best of our ability. Meaning, like, since the animal blood didn't, give us redemption, his blood gave us redemption by allowing us grace when we sin, by allowing us, the door of repentance, by allowing us time to repent before the door of grace are closed. You understand what I'm saying? So he's giving us time to get ourselves ready. You know what I'm saying? That's very important to understand it. But it's not a license to sin.
No, nuh-uh.
You know what I'm saying? Because you're not able to keep the law 100%. So what makes you think that you're in the new covenant? People gotta understand. I don't know what's going on, but it's that 11. Read it.
20 what? 4.
Yeah. Luke 21 and 24.
Alright. This is things.
I think that's safer to me.
What? The incense? Yeah.
Well, if you can work your magic if you want. Okay.
Alright. This is things to come. Luke chapter 21 verse 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles,
Right.
until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
Until the time of the Gentile being fulfilled. Meaning
It's about Israelites,
yeah, we will go to slavery. Didn't we go to slavery?
yeah, I know.
Right.
It's about us
And then Esau came and took over Africa. They're ruling everywhere, isn't
Gentiles,
it?
yeah.
The Gentiles, the time must be fulfilled. But what did the Gentiles do? For example, everywhere in a lot of the food you go, what? You got pork. The Bible said that we shouldn't eat pork, right? So how can you keep the law 100%?
Enough of our people eat pork as
Exactly.
well,
So
man.
he said in that time, you're going to go through it. You're going to go through it. And you're going to have now to rehearse, because it's like a test. You are put somewhere. You know like the Squid Game. You know that movie Squid Game?
Nah, I
like,
haven't watched it. No.
Yeah, but it was like a real game where if you play it wrong, you die.
Yeah. I have to watch it still.
Do you know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. We were put in this wilderness, which is the lesson that will come next week. We were put in this wilderness, and then we have now to maneuver. So you're here, and they want you to get there. And there's so many obstacles, so many traps. And you have to make your way. But the spirit, the blood, battle for you.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to step in a trap, but because of the blood, for some reason you don't fall in the trap. The Most High gave you mercy through Yahweh Shai blood. You're kind of covered. So you're covered, but you're not in the new covenant, because new covenant means the resurrection of the dead. But when you read Revelation 11 and 9, it talks about the dead body shall be laying in the city. And this is the city, Europe, America. This is that Babylonian city where our people are dead. They're in the tomb, because mentally they're dead. Spiritually, they're dead.
Word.
You understand what I'm saying? So how can we be in the new covenant when we're dead? No. The new covenant makes you a living man. You become alive, become eternal. You don't die when you're in the new covenant. Why? You know why? Because once the law is placed in your inward body, in your inward part,
Your heart.
in your heart, you don't sin. And the Bible says what? The wages of sin is death. But if you don't sin, how can you die? But we die, we're still dying.
Yeah, we're on earth right now, man.
You understand what I'm saying? So you gotta understand that. But there's deeper thing that's coming. So have you finished it, yeah?
Yeah.
So I say, in Luke 21 and 24, Yahweh Shai prophesies regarding Israel going into captivity. That prophecy came to pass after his death and resurrection. So it shows a spiritual reality that many of us ignore. Let us look at what happened when Cain kills Abel in Genesis 4:11. It says that the blood of Abel was crying to the Lord, and it definitely wasn't in vain, because after his death, Seth was born, and Seth means compensation. You were asking last time about it. He was like, oh no, I think it means something. It means
Yosef.
compensation, right? That shows us that Yahweh is the God of time and circumstances, because he compensated Adam and Eve with Seth. And Seth's bloodline was the first to call upon the name of the Lord Yahweh through Enos. All right? Same thing applies with the blood of Yahweh Shai. His blood ushered in the new covenant, but the blood is governed by events and prophecies that need to take place before. All right? And that is also illustrated in Revelation 6, 9, and 10. So read Revelation 6, 9, and 10. All right? So yes, his blood ushered in a new covenant, but in between time, the blood God did his work. And when you think about what happened to the reason why he got compensated, because Abel represented the right side, Seth represented the evil side, right?
No, Abel.
So like Abel represented the right side, Cain represented the evil side, right?
Yeah.
But when Abel dies, it tells you that the blood of Abel was crying, and that's what happened. The blood was crying, and what happened as a result of that? Seth was birthed, and through Seth, his blood now starting to praise and say the name. That's deep. That's a compensation right there. So Abel got compensated because his blood cried for vengeance. So the blood of Yahushua as well. That's why I didn't like that
NLT.
That NLT where is completely off. So that means that the blood of Yahushua cries as well to bring us what? To bring us back our kingdom.
Salvation, isn't it?
To bring us back our salvation. All right, but in between time, the blood is crying for vengeance. Don't ask me why. That's just how the Most High made it. When we read Revelation 6 and 9 and 10, you will understand. That's the reason why the apostle, when they was with Yahushua after Yahushua passed, died and came back, resurrected when went into the Shemayah, they died as well. Most part they died. They got killed. The apostles, the disciples, and also even in this kingdom, even in when our people were ruling, there was a war. Even in France, the Huguenot War in the 16th century, where a lot of the Huguenots, which were the Protestants, that were fighting against or protesting against the Catholic got killed and thrown in that River Seine. The Seine is the same thing for the Thames River in France. And in this country, a lot of war. That's why even that guy, what's his name, Oliver Cromwell, killed a lot of the Irish, and he sent them to the Caribbean. Like, you got a lot of Caribbean people. They would say that, oh, my granddad come from Ireland, but they may be light skin or dark. Like, but they don't understand. Those are the black, Irish, and Scottish people that were sent to the Caribbean when Oliver Cromwell took over, because they were Catholic and Oliver Cromwell was a Protestant. So a lot of blood of the saint shed. The blood of the saint was shed for a reason. That's what we're going to read in Revelation 6. Because it has to be like that. The Most High require blood. That's why a lot of these demons, these spirits, what do they do? When people go there to make money, what do they say? They say, can you sacrifice someone that you love?
Shit, no.
That's what I'm saying. So it's a spiritual...
don't fall into that trap.
It's a spiritual principle, man. It's a spiritual principle.
Yeah, man.
The shedding of the blood for new life. Because blood represents life. Blood is your life force. That's, you know what I'm saying? Blood is your life force. So if the blood is shed, it creates death. So that in return, that shedding of the life force on earth, all right, brings about more life. That's why they say, you want to make money? Kill a life, give a life to give more, to get more life.
No, don't fall into that trap.
No, but I'm just explaining that principle, innit?
Yeah,
so Yahushua, which is the highest of all, giving his life for us to have life. But in the meantime, the blood is trying, because that's the way it is. Just like, that's the way it is, man. Just like when Abel died, his blood was crying. And what did that bring about? Seth, compensation. You understand what I'm saying? The blood cry. And when we read Revelation 6 and 9 and 10, you will understand. Okay, so there is a time for the prophecy to be manifested. There is a time for the blood to cry, so that later on, the justice, can be given to the victim, to the poor, to the oppressed, and to the saints. That's why the Bible speaks of the patience of the saints in Revelation, I believe 13. You see? So Malak, read it, man. Read Revelation 6, 9, and 10.
Alright. The fifth seal martyrs. Revelations chapter 6, verse 9. And when he had opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar,
right,
the souls of them that were slain for the word of Yahweh.
You see that under the altar, and when you go into those mystical religion, when they sacrifice the people, like back in the time, they would put them in the altar. You know what I'm saying? To like an offering. The offering is placed on the altar. So the blood is like the Most High requires blood. It requires sacrifice, man. Gotta understand. That's how deep this thing go. Yeah, read it.
And for the testimony which they held. Verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, How long, O Lord, holy and true, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood
Right?
on them that dwell on the earth?
See that? And avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth. So it's the same thing. All right? So the blood of the saint, beginning by the blood of Yahweh Shai, within the blood of the prophet, okay, are crying for the vengeance. And that vengeance is about to be manifested. It's about to be complete. But the Most High will bring the vengeance of those who oppressed us, all right, and then we will take over. So he will bring life to us, and then we'll be fully into the new covenant, all right? So the blood of the martyrs cry for vengeance, and the execution of vengeance take time. Read Ecclesiastes.
Hold on, I've got a
8.
question though. It says, dost thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on earth? So,
Meaning like those who persecuted us,
oh yeah.
those who are on earth.
So
Like,
avenge them. Wow.
that's why he say in Luke 21 and 24, until the time of the Gentiles is fulfilled. That means that the Gentiles are the one that will be oppressing us, they're the one that will be spilling the blood of the saints.
So they want vengeance, basically.
So the vengeance will come. That's the reason why they will become our slaves.
Is that why I said vengeance is the Lord? It says in the scriptures.
Right. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the process of it. When blood is spilled, the blood cries out because it's a life force.
Yeah.
And the Most High now will bring judgment at some point.
Yeah.
But it's not executed speedily. It takes time sometimes.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
And that's what we're going to read in Ecclesiastes 8 and 11.
Oh, my phone. Look at my phone, bro.
The new one is coming.
Soon, yeah, I gotta wait patiently, man.
Yeah, the patience of the saint, man. You see that?
Yeah.
See it right there, man.
Exercise that, man.
Yeah, man.
Ecclesiastes
8 and 11, read it.
Alright. This is obey rulers. Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verse 11. Because sentence against an evil work
You see that? Because sentence against the Gentile is not yet fulfilled, carry on,
is not executed speedily.
right?
Therefore, the heart of the sons of men is fully set in them to do evil.
Right. Do you know what I mean? So that's just
Oh, yeah.
an understanding of that as well. Like,
Oh,
you
this
know,
book is
it takes time. Yeah, it takes time for vengeance to come about. Because the blood is doing the job spiritually. We don't see it.
Yeah.
But the blood of Yahweh Shai is working for us.
Yeah.
So just because he died and the blood was shed, doesn't mean that we're in the new covenant. There's a time and place for everything. All right. So the question is, why did the sprinkling of the animal blood immediately activate the old covenant, but the blood of Yahweh Shai has yet not been fully activated and fully aslakia? So the question is, why did the sprinkling of the animal blood immediately activated the old covenant, but the blood of Yahweh Shai has not yet activated fully activated the new covenant, right? So now, animal sacrifice and human sacrifice are two different things. Can you read Hebrew 9, 11, and 15 to 15? It's the two different things, man. And we're going to read it, you're going to understand what the animal blood was doing
11 to 15,
and what
yeah?
the Yahweh Shai blood is doing. Yeah. Hebrew 9, 11 and 15.
11 and 15 or 2:15?
11 to 15, it's like that.
Okay. Alright, this is the old and the new. Hebrews chapter 9, verse 11. But Christ being cut, Slakia. But Christ being
Amashahah.
Amashahah. That's Christ, yeah?
Yeah, Amashachah.
But Amashahach become an high priest of good things to come by a greater and more perfect tabernacle.
See that? So the new covenant brings about a more perfect tabernacle, and that tabernacle will be us being high priests without even sinning. We will be on top of the game. All right, it's a heavenly, wisdom, strength, a renewed DNA that will allow us to be without sin. Right, read it.
Yeah. By a greater and more perfect tabernacle, not made with hands, that is to say, not of this building. Verse 12. Neither by the blood of goats and calves, but by his own blood he entered in once into the holy place, having obtained eternal redemption for us. Wow. Verse 13. For the blood of bulls and goats and the ashes of an heifer sprinkling the unclean sanctifieth to the purifying of the flesh. Verse 14. How much more shall the blood of Amashiach? How much more shall the blood of Amashiach, also known as Christ,
It's Amashachah. Amashachah.
how much more shall the blood of Hamashiach, who through the eternal Spirit offered himself without spot to Yahweh, purge your conscience.
Is it verse 15 now?
14.
Yeah, go on.
Purge your conscience from dead works to serve the living God, which is Yahweh. Verse 15. And for this cause, he is the mediator of the New Testament,
Right.
that by means of death, for the redemption of transgressions that were under the first estate, no, Slakia, that were under the first testament,
Which is the old covenant,
yeah,
right?
they which are called might receive the promise of eternal inheritance.
Right. So that blood, the animal blood, just cleans you on every time, like on a daily basis. Let's say so. Right. But that blood, the Yahushua blood, does more. But he's a mediator right now in the spiritual realm to get us through that.
That's it.
It's not a straightforward thing.
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's not abracadabra.
It's not instant.
It's not instant. That's the reason why before he died, he said, "Look, you will go to slavery." And what happened? A lot of the blood got shed. And then he said he showed in Revelation 6, 9, and 10 that a lot of the saints' blood got shed. All right. And then so, let me carry on with my note. It says, animal sacrifice and human sacrifice are two different things. Animal blood cleansing didn't have an everlasting effect. Case in point, you needed an animal for every time you sin. On the other hand, the blood of Amashachah produces an everlasting atonement. So the shedding of animal blood brought us immediately in the old covenant, being provisional, but the shedding of our Lord's blood, which is human blood, special one to say the least, has multiple abilities. One is the immediate atonement, just like the animal blood, and more importantly, the ability to make us perfect, having the law placed in our inwardly part, making us super righteous human. And that's what verse 15 of Hebrews 9 is speaking about. The blood of Yahushua is a promise, future tense. The reality is we are not free from sin yet, but are still under the curses. Salakia. The reality is we are not free from sin yet. We are still under the curses. Meanwhile, just like Abel's blood brought about compensation, who is Seth, the blood of Yahushua been working on our behalf, and in due time, we will be compensated. And that's the full manifestation of the new covenant. All right. When human blood is shed on the ground, it bears witness against the perpetrator. It cries to Yahweh until him as a judge brings justice. So Yahweh Shai dying and giving us his blood does not give us the full benefit of the new covenant we are promised. Yet there is a time set for the Israelite man, woman, and child to be granted full access of total power over sin. I want you to read Hebrew 12 and 24 again. You know? Read it again, man. So yes, that's what it is, man. It's a process. So we have to, that's why he says in Judges 5 and 11, you know, those who rehearse, you know, the righteous act in the place of draining waters. And draining waters goes back to, so basically the Jebusite and all the Canaanite that, you know, when they came, those who didn't die, they had like a covenant with Joshua, said they're going to draw water and they're going to help us. They're going to be servants. And the place of drawing water, you know, in today's day, in Babylon, is the system, because we are servants in this system. So in this system, we have to rehearse the righteous act, because we cannot fully, you know, apply the law, because there's so many. It's against basically, you know, righteousness. This is an evil place, evil setting. Okay. So yeah, read Hebrew 12:24. No, if you say Amashiach, the Yah is he. So also it's ease. When you put Amasha, Yaha, the Yah become ease. He is anointed. But when you say the anointed, you say Ha Mashacha. Right? The anointed. But when you say he is anointed, you say Amashiacha. Amashiacha.
This is Hebrews chapter 12, verse 24. And Yahweh Shai, the mediator of the new covenant, and to the blood of sprinkling that speaketh better things than that of Abel. So speaketh of better things than that of Abel.
Yeah, meaning like it's more powerful than the blood of. Meaning, imagine if So if so yeah, that's what. Okay, I get it. That's what the NFT were trying to say as well.
You understand?
So basically, you know, if the blood of Abel brought about compensation, how much more the blood of Yahweh Shai?
True that.
It's gonna be compensation on 1,000, bro. You know what I'm saying? So the NFT was right, but I was a bit slow. So Shalacha. And I'm sure some brothers are like, yeah, but you say the same thing. But yeah, but sometimes, man, it's a bit, you know. But anyway, right, so.
We're going to read now.
Yeah, that's it. Hold on. So, now, there's something I would like to say as well, man. You know, for those that we say that we are in the new covenant, right? I would like to say something. How are we in the new covenant when, read Ezekiel 20 and 34 to 38. You got Ezekiel 20, the wilderness. We're going to have to go again to the wilderness, man. You don't need to. There's a reason why the Mosai is bringing us to the wilderness, you know. Just like in the first time he brought us to the wilderness, he will do that again as a reason. Remember, the manna, when you go into manna, it's actually.
The bread from
no, you know what it is actually? Is, you know how the Rastafari eats ital?
Yeah.
And there's no, it's basically vegan, vegetarian, and there's no, cause remember, they wanted to eat some cows, isn't it? They're like, we want some chicken, man. You know how, like, you see how Jake loves chicken? They wanted to eat chicken again. The Most High bring the manna. He gave them that, but he destroyed them after that. But when you bring the manna is basically, when you eat when you don't eat flesh all the time, it brings your energy into a more peaceful spirit. When you eat meat all the time, it brings the carnal side of you. Like, you know, because the animal going to eat. You know what I'm saying? The animal instinct. You know what I mean? That's why sometimes you go fast and avoid the meat for a bit. When you eat vegetarian, the ital without it gave you that energy.
Right,
So
right,
that's
yeah.
that's the reason why your manner was like a. But I was speaking about that in the next lesson. All right. So now,
Ezekiel what? 2012, 20.
yeah, Ezekiel 20 and 34. So basically, we are not even, you know, in a new covenant. That's one of the proof, because the Most High will have to. He says it. He says it. He says it. The reason why that, and from that you will be able now to fully be a citizen of the new covenant. Okay? No, not a citizen. You will be.
Could say citizen.
Yeah, but there's another term.
You can inherit.
No. You'll be a custodian of the new covenant. But you know, not yet a custodian of the new covenant, because can you fly? Can you teleport? Can you live forever? How many times do you fall sick by eating the food in this place? How can you just be in a new covenant? I don't know if people understand. So yeah, go Ezekiel 20, 34 and 38.
34, 238.
Ezekiel 20,
Yeah.
34 to 33.
Okay.
Excuse my French.
This is Yahweh will restore Israel to her land.
Like I said, that's it, you know.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool.
Alright.
Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 34. And I will bring you out from the people, and will gather you out of the countries wherein ye are scattered, with a mighty hand, and with a stretched out arm, and with fury poured out. Verse 35. And I will bring you into the wilderness of the people,
Right.
and there will I plead with you face to face. Verse 36, wow, face to face. Like, verse 36, like as I pleaded with your fathers in the wilderness of the land of Egypt, so will I plead with you, saith the Lord Yahweh. Verse 37,
Yep.
and I will cause you to pass
And
under the rod,
I will cause you to pass under the rod, yeah.
and I will bring you into the bond
And I will
of the
bring
covenant.
you to the bonds, meaning I will bring I'll make a covenant with you, so you're able. I will enable you to keep the covenant 100%. That's the new covenant.
Verse 38, and I will purge out from among you the rebels,
Right.
and
Now,
them that transgress against me, I will bring them forth out of the country where they sojourn,
right. So there's no need to purge out a rebel if we're in a new covenant.
and they shall not enter into the land of Israel,
Right.
and ye shall know that I am the Lord.
Right. So what's the need of purging out a rebel if you're in a new covenant? Do you know what a new covenant means? Go to Jeremiah 31 then, and 33. This is what a new covenant. And also when you read Hebrew 8 to 11, you'll not understand that. But let's read the Old Testament.
Verse 33.
Yeah.
Wow.
Even in the Old Testament, you see that. Jeremiah 31 and 33.
Okay.
Tells us about the new covenant.
31
This is
verse
how the
33
new
or 34?
covenant- 31 verse 33.
Alright, cool. So this is the new covenant. Jeremiah chapter 31, verse 33. But this shall be the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. So we're
I'll
both
put
right.
my law in the inward part and write in what?
And write it in their hearts.
Come on, man. It's
I'll-
gonna be in your heart. You know how you meditate to fuck someone else's wife? It will take away that negativity and bring the plus, and you won't even think of that. You won't even if you try to think, you won't even think of that. It won't even come in your mind. It won't even, how do you say that? It won't even
Come into your thoughts.
it won't even come into your thought. There's another term, but anyway, come into your thought. Do you know what I'm saying? To even like think of that.
Yeah.
That's the new covenant.
Uh-huh.
Are you able to do so today? I don't think so. You're still struggling, man.
So we're not in the
Understand
new
that.
covenant,
So you're
yeah.
not in the new covenant, but we rehearse in the new covenant.
Until this prophecy comes
Right.
to pass, then
We're not in the new covenant, but we rehearse the new covenant.
yeah,
We are rehearsing to become custodians Yeah, we are training. This is the training ground right now in Babylon. All right, now.
Read it. I will put my law in their inward parts and write it in their hearts. I will be their God, and they shall be my people.
Right. So now, I want you to go to Google.
Yeah.
And then go back to that Ezekiel 20 and 37. But I want that version.
Hold on. What is it?
The version is N.
No, hold on.
Ezekiel 20. Just type Ezekiel 20. And then put the N-I.
What verse?
Hold on. N-I. N-I-R.
NIV. NIV, yeah? Verse what?
Yeah, N-I-R-V.
NIRV.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and go N-I-R-V.
20 what?
Yeah, just, that's it. And then you go to 37. Yeah, 37. What do you say? Let me see if it
37.
Yeah, read it, man. Interesting. Read it.
So this is Ezekiel chapter 20, verse 37. NIRV. I will take note of you as you pass under my shepherd stick. I will separate those who obey me from those who do not.
So that means that we don't know what's going to happen. That witness is some school we're going to, you know. So we better really get something right now.
Yes.
Before we get there, because we don't even know what's awaiting us.
We've got to be prepared, man.
Because he said read it again from the top. He said what?
Verse 37. I will take note of you as you pass under my shepherd stick. I will separate those who obey me from those who do not.
Right.
And I will give the blessings
and I
of
will
the
give
covenant.
the blessing. So there's a blessing that comes the covenant. We spoke about it already. That blessing is the fact that you're able to not sin. You're able to conquer sin. Therefore becoming an eternal man. You can live forever because there's no sin. There's no sin. There's no death. That's the blessings. Yeah? So finish it.
And I will give the blessings of the covenant to those of you who obey me.
Right. Now I want you to read Hebrew 2, 14 and 16 in NLT. Say in Google, Hebrew 2, 14 to 16 in NLT.
NLT.
Yeah.
14 to 16.
Yeah, man.
14 to 16, yeah? Okay.
Nah, man. So that's very important to understand, man. There's a process, there's a step to it before we get to that point. You know, so the animal bloods just give us ushered in immediately, activated the old covenant, but that the precious blood of Yahushua is a different ball game, man. And human blood, it brings about vengeance, so the Yahushua blood is a whole another power attached to it.
I was just thinking, let's say you have a fight, and then some busted your teeth or busted your nose, and the blood goes to the earth. That don't really count, does it? But then,
no, that doesn't count.
Only if it's like murder or something.
Yeah, if you die of it, like
Yeah.
if you die,
It's not even
you know what I'm
like-
saying? I mean, your life force, that's, you die. If you die, if someone kills you, if your blood is taken, because when your blood, and it's not just spitting out the blood,
It doesn't have to be the earth,
yeah,
does
if
it?
someone kills you, they stop
God
your
forbid,
life
yeah.
force, and your
God
life, your
forbid.
blood will now, you know, go and start petitioning in the heavenly realm
Yeah.
against the person that kills you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what, yeah, but go on, read it, man.
Alright. So this is Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14. Because Yahweh's children are human beings, made of flesh and blood, the Son also became flesh and blood, for only as a human being could he die. And only by dying could he break the power of the devil, who had the power of death. Verse 15. Only in this way could he set free all who have lived their lives as slaves to the fear of dying. Verse 16. We,
Slaves to the fear of dying.
Speaking
Yeah,
of-
yeah, yeah.
we also know that the Son did not come to help angels. He came to help the descendants of Abraham.
Go on.
Yeah, verse 17.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. So, very interesting, outlook on that, man. So, I say this: Yahweh Shai came to show us and teach us how to face death through suffering and testing. He faced death, himself and conquered it. Okay. He did that so we can follow his steps, having an example of how it is done. So there are steps to take before the new covenant manifests fully. In doing so, we break the power of the devil and thus become immune to sin. As it stands, we are not yet immune to sin, therefore, we are not yet in the new covenant, but we are moving towards it. All right? I want you to read Hebrew 4:11, man.
I don't see still.
No. KJV. We are moving toward it, man. And that's what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing right now, man.
What, he 4:11.
Yeah, Hebrew 4:11. What did you say?
All right. This is the believer's rest. We spoke about this before. Read this before.
Yeah.
Hebrews chapter 4, verse 11. Let us labor, therefore, to enter into that rest.
Right. That's it, isn't it?
No. Lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief.
Exactly. So we laboring to enter the rest. The rest is the new covenant. So right now we are rehearsing the
We're
righteous
laboring
act.
for that rest. We're laboring,
We are laboring for that rest.
working.
And when you labor, what you do, you work.
Yes.
You're practicing it. You're working. Just to build a yard, you have to labor.
Trust me.
Okay? You have to labor. You need a CSCS card for laboring, and then you need the other CSCS, whatever level you do.
Yeah.
You need to get CSCS for what the mason, your bricklayers, the electrician, your plumbers, and all
Gas
of that,
engineer,
and then we build a solid foundation. So we all have to work toward it. And the new covenant means what? The new covenant means rest. All right. So you're not. And I want you to read for lastly, read Hebrew 8, Hebrew 8 from 8 to 11. You know what I'm saying?
What, 8 to 11?
Yeah.
All right,
know?
So 8. So Hebrews 8. 8 to 11.
Yeah.
Alright. Okay.
Because that's what it is, man.
So this is the new covenant. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 8. For finding fault with them,
For finding fault with them,
he saith, Behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Israel.
right? So we still at fault right now, but Yahweh Shai's blood allow us to learn how to depend on the mercy also, but the mercy as well, in turn, help us to kind of like rehearse, to rehearse the law, knowing that we can. The reason why we are full because we can't keep the law. 100%. You carry on.
Yeah. And with the house of Judah. Verse 9. not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by the hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
That's the reason why that's the reason why we got sent to slavery, we got colonized and all of that, you know what I'm saying?
Verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Israel after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them in their hearts.
That's that Jeremiah 31 and 33 again.
Yes. And I will be their Salakia. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be my people.
Right.
Tell
And
me,
that should be my people. That's it. And what 11? What's 11
Oh, yeah.
say?
Verse 11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor.
Yeah, because we won't need, right now we're teaching, right? All these videos online, and I see a lot of people in the street and that, you know what I'm saying, doing the work and this and that, right? We come out, we teach, we put it, or we float it on the World Wide Waters through the YouTube, you know what I'm saying, lane for people to get the wisdom in that, right?
Yeah. And they,
So that means that we need to be teaching that. The brother asked me a question about, because he don't understand it, you know, he's confused regarding, some people say we are the new covenant, some people say we're not in the new covenant. How come the animal blood activated immediately the old covenant, but you know, it's been 2,000 years now, but you know what I'm saying, and we know what happened. Are we in the new covenant or not? Why is he asking that? Because we are not in the new covenant. If we were in the new covenant, we wouldn't even ask him, because he would know.
yeah, true that. Yeah.
Because we'll be manifesting. You wouldn't even ask, that question wouldn't even come into your mind, because you'll be so on the next level and so rich, powerful, peaceful, happy that the new covenant will speak to you every day, because you will manifest the new covenant. The reason why we have such pressure, because we are not in the new covenant, because we are not at rest. The new covenant is rest. So carry on.
Yeah. Verse 11. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor,
Yeah.
and every man his brother, saying, Know the Lord, for all shall know me, from the least to the greatest.
Right, so everyone will be in order, man. We're not in order right now. How are we in the new covenant and you got some brothers, Jake don't even know, you talk about, some Jake don't even think that we Israelite. Some Jake are atheists, they don't even believe in the Most High. But he says here that from the least to the highest, and sure that there will be, you know, those who teach the least in the kingdom as well. You know what I mean? And it's not gonna be like we're all gonna have the same power. That no, doesn't work like that. It never worked like that. Because he says, Yahushua says to you know, the disciple, when they ask him the question, he says, for those who follow me in the regeneration, you know, you will be ruling on 12 throne judging Israel. What does he mean? If we're all gonna be on the same level, why should the next man judge me for the same level? To judge means to bring the order, and to guide and to the next thing, and you know, there will be order, man. There will be a head, there will be the main characters, and there will be the least characters. That's just how it is. You know, and the least character will be those who today, you know, reject the knowledge, reject the wisdom, refuse to walk with the Most High, refuse to humble down. We call them the two-third. And those are the brothers in the truth that do whatever they want to do, that might be purged if they don't change in the how do you call it? In the wilderness, man. You know what I mean? So yeah, hopefully you were edified. You know, that was it for us. And if the Most High, you know, if the Lord wills, you know, Lord willing, we'll be back, you know, here next week, you know, giving another understanding, you know, sharing the wisdom and so on and so forth, man. So yeah, we'll turn to the east. Allah,
Allah, Allah,
Yahweh,
Yahweh,
Washama,
Washama,
Yahushai,
Yahushua,
Washa'afah.
Washa'afah,
Right. Wama,
Allah,
man. Wama Yeshua Allah Shalom.
Shalom.
Shalom.